It has been confirmed that Geonosis will be coming to the new large-scale game mode that's going to allow us to capture command posts and take down capital ships. And this is huge news because we've all been wondering this, and we already know that Geonosis is going to be a galactic assault map when it arrives on November 28th, but recently the level designer by the name of Peter Vesti revealed that yes, Geonosis will be a part of the new large-scale game mode when that new large-scale game mode arrives next year in February. So this is huge news because, you know, if you guys know, we have been pushing for a Conquest type of mode for a very long time for Star Wars Battlefront 2. The original games had an amazing Conquest mode in them, and we absolutely love Conquest mode. We feel like it is the core experience of the Battlefront series, and every time we go over to DICE, guys, when we visit DICE, we mention Conquest mode. So we are very excited for the Conquest mode, or the new large-scale game mode coming in February, which will allow us to capture command posts and then take down capital ships. And we're going to be taking a look at what the level designer had to say about all of this, and then also talk about concerns for sniping on the map, and then also talk about when you can expect the next community transmission, which will be all about the vehicles on Geonosis. So, before we go any further, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, guys. You don't want to miss the news. Make sure you subscribe right here to the Star Wars HQ, and let's dive into what Peter Vesti had to say in this recent article that was posted on the official Battlefront 2 website. So this is what he had to say. So it says, a big battle, an open level, an experience close to what is seen in Attack of the Clones. Those are the three characteristics of Geonosis that Peter elaborates on from a level design perspective, saying, from the beginning, we actually had our new game mode featuring capture points and capital ship takedowns set to arrive early next year in mind. Typically, we design our locations for Galactic Assault and add the smaller game modes where they sort of fit. He then goes on to say this right here. He said, but for this one, we designed the level to be totally open and then closed it off for Galactic Assault just to keep the gameplay streamlined. We saw a few cases in playtests where people got confused and thought they could go to areas that will open up for the new mode. So there he just confirmed that yes, Geonosis will open up for the new large-scale game mode. And something that I just noticed, if we go back here, he said it features capture points and capital ships takedowns. He said ships plural. So will there be multiple capital ships on Geonosis that we can take down? And if so, this could be the biggest battle we've ever experienced in a Star Wars Battlefront title ever. So I'm very excited for this, and those couple of paragraphs have gotten me pumped for the new large-scale game mode, because I truly believe when that new large-scale game mode releases, things are going to really turn around for the Battlefront franchise, and I really hope that's the case, and I really hope that that large-scale game mode kind of sets the standard moving forward, even with maybe other Battlefront titles if they decide to do a Battlefront 3, because many of you guys mentioned in my streams, you know, will they start working on a Battlefront 3 in the future? Will that ever happen? And hopefully, you know, this Conquest mode is kind of like the foundation for Battlefront games moving forward. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. But again, I'm very excited about all of this, as you can tell. Now, let's talk about this. So he did mention the ATTE. He said, another thing that we've done to add to the sense of scale was to focus on the ATTE as a fully player controllable vehicle. We're going to have as many of them in the level as possible. So a lot of you guys were asking, how many ATTEs will there be on Geonosis? We don't really know that, but from what he said there, it sounds like there's going to be a lot of them. And I know that the leaker on Reddit claims that there could be up to 10 at once on Geonosis. And if that's true, I'm going to be in heaven, guys, because I love vehicular warfare. I absolutely love it. I've been playing Battlefield 5 to death, and one of my favorite parts of Battlefield 5, of course, is, you guessed it, the tanks. So hit that like button if you cannot wait to fully control the ATTEs in Battlefront 2 on Geonosis when it arrives, you know, November 28th. And then another big concern, you know, that we've all been having about Geonosis that we've all been talking about is sniping on Geonosis. Because, you know, if you look at Geonosis in the films, or even if you look at this footage here of Geonosis from the classic Battlefront 2, it's wide open, and it makes for a sniping haven. And, you know, a lot of players, including myself, are concerned about that. You know, me personally, I do not like sniper maps. I absolutely hate them. But let's see what Peter Vesti had to say about this. So it says, being a more open-ended space, some might worry that Geonosis could become too much of a haven for long-range specialists. This is something that Peter and the team are keeping their eyes on. It then goes to say, with vehicles at the heart of the gameplay and objectives on this map, you won't really help your team much by sitting behind a rock to snipe from 200 meters away. Indirectly, sure, as you're earning battle points and can spawn in as vehicles, enforcers, or heroes, but not directly. It then says, we're providing lots of cover across the map as well to give you a fair chance of not getting sniped. Also, looking at the film, there's a cool moment when a big dust storm hits the battlefield. Players will see that we've incorporated the storm into gameplay as a transition between phases, breaking up the openness of the map for a while. So I believe that dust storm rolls in between phase 2 and 3, if I'm not mistaken. But that's good to hear because, you know, again, I'm really worried about the sniping. Another thing to add is that Peter Vesti also was the designer on Crate. So he did design Crate, and as you know, I was really worried about sniping on Crate, but they got around that by introducing tunnels, you know, below the surface of Crate. And it's really not a sniper map, even though you can also choose that route if you want to. But you can also choose the route of going assault, heavy, or officer in the tunnels down below. So there's a really good balance on Crate, and I'm hoping that's the case with Geonosis as well. So it's good news to know that Peter Vesti worked on Crate, and it gives me a lot of hope for Geonosis, you know, really making sure there's not a lot of sniping on that map. Now, also, I want to mention this to you guys real quick. The transmission on Geonosis vehicles drops next week. This was posted by the community manager. So next week, guys, we are getting a full detailed community transmission about the ATTE and the vehicles of Geonosis. Now, we know that ATTE, of course, is player controllable, but with the spider droid, it does not sound like, well, it is not player controllable. We already know that for sure, which I'm, you know, honestly, I'm disappointed in that because I really wanted to control the spider walker on Geonosis. It's always fun to, of course, manually control these vehicles and take down the enemies. But like I said before in the previous video, you will be engaging against the spider droid. Right here you can see that Mace Windu in the classic Battlefront 2 is having a heck of a time with the spider droid, so they will be probably very hard to take down. And of course, you're probably going to have to use everything at your disposal to take down these spider droids, including the ATTs, of course. And then finally, I wanted to wrap up with this, guys. If you missed it earlier on, the design director of Battlefront 2, Dennis Bronville, posted this image of the command posts being worked on for the new large-scale game mode. So if you missed this earlier on, here it is. And we already did an entire video on this before. And as you know, this image got me so excited for the new large-scale game mode to actually see it work in progress and actually see the reality of this new large-scale game mode, you know, in development is really getting me excited. So again, stay tuned for more news on Star Wars Battlefront 2. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. We have so much to talk about this month, and then hopefully they release some details for December, because as you know, we've been talking about December. That's another worry because there's really nothing planned for December at the moment. So hopefully we get something cool, like maybe a Geonosian hunt mode, or maybe some Geonosian reinforcements, you know, maybe some droid skins. Those are some of the suggestions that I came up with. But if you guys have any suggestions for DICE, leave a comment down below. Let them know what you want to see for December, because I think there's a lot of stuff they can still do for the month of December, especially since it's Christmas. I mean, come on, we got to have some type of Christmas present. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Look forward to more. I will see you guys next time, and may the Force be with you always.